All right, going in like 10.
Elder Titan.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Global Grandmasters Season 2 Escape versus Vega Lower Bracket Elimination Best of 3. This is Game 2. Escape taking Game 1 in a very convincing fashion. I'm Zyori, joined again by Merlini. Ben, Mr. Wu, how you feeling here coming into Game 2?
Pretty good. Want to see how Vega switch things up. Elder Titan first picks, I think, are already much better than last game.
Yep, the first pick Void. Comfort pick for Escape for sure. I don't know, that Vega draft, it just didn't come together, man. This passive Alchemist game.
It's a Goblet draft from like 3 years ago.
It seemed like Escape just said, okay, we're going to match your greed with a slightly less greedy but comparable level of greed and just itemize a bit more effectively. And they just deathballed to victory here. They will take the Keeper of the Light again. Looks like they are sticking true to this slight evolution of the Sind hero pool. For the Light, 2 games in a row. Nice pairing with the Faceless Void, though. Disruptor, Elder Titan. I like this from Vega. Second pick Disruptor. Always a fan. Good hero. Glad to see the Raptor getting some love these days.
I think it's okay that he was playing like the same heroes over and over, because like Escape's still a relatively new team, and I think it takes a long time to get used to teammates' playstyles. So I think if you pick the same heroes over and over, your teammates know exactly what to expect out of you, and like where you're gonna be, like what items you're gonna go, how quickly you're gonna TP, and what they're gonna do, and then it like goes a long way to building rapport with your support. So like people might say, oh, you can only play a few heroes, but I actually think it's a good thing that they went through that for a few months at the very least.
Yeah, but can't you make a similar case that enemies know exactly what you're going to do and what your timing is going to be like, and they can kind of play around that as such?
Yes, but it's more important for you to build your team chemistry as opposed to teams knowing you. I think
that's true.
Like
okay,
it's you're playing the long game. Maybe the short term is not so great, but the long term it's much better. You don't want to think about what your support's gonna do. You want to just like know without really thinking. It's like, oh, I know he's gonna TP and I can farm out this far, and I can sit down in the river and mid because my supports are already sitting behind the tower. You don't need to glance at the minimap. You just kind of have that feel for where your supports are on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's cool.
Okay. All right. Well, our odds have shifted ever so slightly more in the Escape favor. 4.02 payout if Vega manages to turn this baby around, and Escape sitting pretty at a 1.20. They are definitely looking like the favorites.
I would take Vega on that one.
Yeah, you think so? I think it's for the whole series. Like I think it's.
Oh, for the whole series? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, it's not the game. I don't think.
That's tough.
I'm pretty
the
sure
first one
at
I would have taken Escape, because I think like Escape just have a lot more to play for. They've been like just practicing a ton, whereas Vega, it's like they're not going to TI. So like, what really have they been practicing for? Are they at the top of the game? Unlikely. Whereas Escape, I think, are trying to be at the minimum.
Yeah, they'll take the Juggernaut here. Another decent team fighter. Not the most synergy with Faceless Void, although I've said this before about other heroes, and you've struck me down.
It's like I agree. It's not great. It's like kind of like Sven, but at least Juggernaut can like Omni Slash during it. It's just, yeah, it's not really a combo. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what I'm getting at. I'm always a fan of ranged carries, or the Ember Spirit, as I've learned, does synergize well with the Void. Oh my. Night Stalker. Speaking of Go Black heroes, there he is.
So that was the first time they had picked keeper.
I think so.
Well, in the last month. I'm looking at it right now. So yeah, I think so.
I think so. I'll second that. That sounds
That was
reasonable.
the second time they picked Elder Titan. So this is out of 20 games or so in the last month, including all the qualifier games. So they are definitely increasing their hero pool and almost certainly like taking a lot of elements from other teams. We've seen Keeper picked up by Wings and OG, a lot of other teams. We've seen Elder Titan kind of picked up by everyone. So it's good to see that they're getting with the times. I think there's those two conflicting philosophies and like hero drafts is like, whoa, should you place your own strength or should you do what's most popping in the meta? And Wings have one philosophy, which is pick what they want, and kind of every other team has pick what's hot. So Escape are going back to pick what's hot, which is fine.
I mean, it's hard to play your own style like that. I think part of that Wings magic is really high individual skill. I mean, obviously, but also just the way that they play together. Like you can see their movements are just so crisp and concise. Like you can get away with crazy heroes when your positioning is that good. I mean, Shadow is just like, I've been hearing people say that they think he's probably the best carry in the world right now. I'm like, yeah, everyone says that when a new team rises up, but seeing some of his games, man, he had like a flawless Morphling game, a flawless anti-mage game. Like his precision in playing those top-level carries is pretty ridiculous, I have to say.
I saw him throw a little in Nanyang, so I can't really bestow that title on him yet.
Yeah, all right. You saw him throw a little bit in one tournament. Yeah. How long ago was Nanyang? I guess Nanyang was actually not
very long. It was like a week and a half ago.
All right. Maybe he was jet lagged,
in his own country. Anyways, so
Rubik Anti-Mage, speak of the devil.
I'm not a huge fan of the Anti-Mage just because I think it lends a playstyle to Vega that's not really their forte. Like, want to watch one guy farm. I think like that might just be their the stand-in thing. It's like I don't normally think they would pick this, but it's like, okay, well, we're gonna have someone just do their own thing because we want a strategy that's not really we need a ton of chemistry for, which you don't really need to for an anti-mage, but I don't think that's the right way to go for this patch in particular.
Yeah, I think the problem with this draft for me is it just lacks mid-game team fight. Like you've got some good control, like in the lanes early on, Night Stalker, Disruptor, Elder Titan, all very powerful heroes that'll put a lot of pressure on, but they aren't really heroes that win games, so to speak. They work well with other heroes, but they don't really push that well. As long as Escape just kind of break even in those mid-game team fights, having the control of the Faceless Void and just having Rubik Keeper to kind of synergize with that, I feel like this Escape draft is just a little more versatile. It's like Vega have to dominate the lanes, make a lot of space for this anti-mage. He needs to take over, or else this is going to be pretty difficult. Like they don't have some kind of big team fight ult that they can just rely on if they start to fall behind early.
I like it a little bit more than last draft though, for sure, because of the Elder Titan Disruptor. At least they have like those two heroes that are like really good at team fight, and they can also control the Void. I think with both of these two heroes, I'm just a little bit worried for the anti-mage. We see anti-mage like pick up sometimes versus like Storm Spirit in particular. Or just heavy magic damage lineups in general. But yeah, Zeus. But in this game, there's like not really that much magic damage to it with pretty much only Keeper.
Dude, look out for Coddle's mana pool, though. Come on, dude. He's gonna get huge.
Chakra, man. He's not gonna get low. His HP's gonna run out before mana.
No, I'm joking, man. It's terrible. This is an ass anti. As long as they don't pick Storm Spirit here, it's a pretty ass anti-mage. For the most part, at least it seems like they'll take the Mirana now. That's a big damage dealer. I mean, again, relying a lot on these arrows. That's their primary source of lockdown now. And yeah, you've got Stomp to set up for them. That's pretty good. That's okay.
At least it's mid Mirana though.
Yeah.
I think a lot better than the roaming Mirana for their lineup.
Do you think? Now this is probably just going to be Era Jug safe lane. I was thinking for a minute that they could do Jug mid.
Yeah, sure. Koipa plays Jugman.
Yeah. Ooh, the Troll Warlord. Okay. Well,
I like Troll a lot.
Good synergy with the Void.
Yeah.
Sort of like a global Mask of Madness.
It is It was a combo that was like kind of used when Void was much more defined as a 1, but now that he's a 3, we haven't really seen this combo too much. But it's certainly cool. I think Troll is one of the best heroes at 1v1ing anti-mage later game too. Like I think you can 1v1 him with like much less farm, like maybe 80% of his farm, I would say, which is actually pretty hard to do.
All right. Well, we missed our little commercial break transition because you talked too much, Merlini.
Okay.
Well done.
You can do it again.
You screwed up. No, we're already in the game now. What am I gonna go back to that's the whole transition. That's okay though, buddy. It was a fast load. It's all good, man. We'll get it in next time.
You didn't give me any warning. I can't see your screen, dude. I'm not telepathic.
I know. You got excited about the troll. Hey, I don't blame you, man. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and play contrarian here because I don't like troll very much. I think it does work well in this kind of a lineup. I think it synergizes very well with Faceless Void lineups in general, as well as the Jug. But one of the issues with troll is that he just takes a lot to come online. Now, one of the great reasons to pick him here is because game 1 was slower than shit, so they're probably going to get some space to farm, and they're up against an anti-mage, so he's probably going to get some space to farm. Of all of the times to pick troll, this is pretty high on my list, I think.
I think. I mean, I don't think he's a great hero. I think he's like kind of fun to watch, but I think like
fun to watch about troll.
I don't know. He pushes towers a lot, and his axes are kind of cool. I don't know. You got to get in there, dude. It's like you don't back down to this troll. You're like, I don't know. I think he just doesn't seem to win games. I don't know. He lacks that like whatever it is that just closes out games. He's like not a great tower sieger. Doesn't flash farm like amazingly well.
Yeah,
not super easy for him to solo.
And one of the big problems is he needs magic immunity. And any hero that you need a BKB like first or second item, it's a little bit rough. There's a lot of other heroes that want to grab, you know, Armlet, Echo Saber, sort of value items that let you fight earlier on. Now, well, I want to run this crazy build by you. I have to give credit. This is a Rob build here. Echo Saber, Dragon Lance, Troll.
No. Echo Saber just no.
Come on, man. He can use both. It's like you're toggling back and forth. You hit him with the range, and then you run in, you switch to melee, get the double hit, and then, you know, you're switching back, you get value. It's like tread swapping, but with Troll.
You don't need double hit on him, though. I think you want Echo Saber on heroes that like don't have great attack speed, like Sven, for example, Tiny. But that's my personal opinion.
All right. I mean, I've never seen anybody do it, but it just sounded like kind of a creative build that I want somebody to agree with, and so far everyone has said it's stupid.
Wow, they are having a lot of trouble keeping this. Sin's like desperately trying to find the ward, and then he didn't get it in time, and now the camp is going to stay warded.
Yep. This is quite the battle down here. He's even going to pull FN out of the lane. It is an aggro try, though, from Escape. Very interesting. Troll, not a hero you normally think of as an aggro tri-lane type, but in this matchup, they've got a pretty scary trio of heroes. Set up onto solo, now they're going to pull him back right into the Illuminate. Man, those ponies hurt.
I actually think he's okay in aggro try, because his slow is still pretty good at level 1, and his blind is also really good at level 1. So, I think for aggro try heroes, you want heroes that have like really good stats at level 1 as well as really good value points. And he has pretty good stats, like 720 HP.
Wow. You know, Ben, some people are saw that troll pick and they went straight for Vega. Our odds have shifted a little bit, actually.
That's pretty funny.
Not by much, but there was a small shift. It's like, oh. They lost. So it's going to be off lane Night Stalker versus the safe lane Void. They'll have a heads-up matchup. Both of them should be able to farm pretty well. And then it's going to be Mirana versus Jug. And the Jug is dominating this Mirana right now. Does have a bit of a advantage here. He has the poor man's shield. A little bit slightly better auto attack damage. But yeah, he's just out-skilling her right now. She's getting slapped around. Don't worry, man. This anti-mage has the Golden Bashers from TI5, so he's an experienced anti-mage player. Yapzor caught by the stomp. Could be bad. Cinder and lane in the auto attacks, but another Thunderstrike comes out, a few staples, and they might be able to find a first blood. There it is. Disruptor going to get credit for it, but Solo might die.
1 HP. He actually had 1 HP.
He actually died to the Kobold Foreman. You don't see that very often. What is that? That's the real Kobold challenge right there. All right, well, 1 for 1, but an obvious advantage for Vega. They get a kill and a deny. Very nice. And Golden Boy goes back to farming. You know, there was, I think during the finals, like game 2, one of the Wings players had that sick Rubik where he had the golden staff and the golden cloak.
Ice.
Yeah, Ice. That thing is sick, dude. How much does that cost? Like, that's an expensive set right there.
I'm not sure if it's marketable.
Oh, really? It's that special? And there was a moment where I had to take over odds on the Russian stream, and I zoomed in on it, and chat did not like that very much. They insulted my mother for several minutes to come.
Why?
I guess they don't like looking at cool cosmetics during the grand finals of the summit. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. Not very often you see 2 gold items. Thought they would appreciate it, but you know. People comment that I comment on items a lot. Other casters tell me that. I guess most people don't do it. You gotta look cool, man, you know?
I
look
comment
good,
on
feel
items
good.
sometimes too. Maybe not as much as you. I don't even think you do it that much, but...
I try to just point out really specific, like, stuff like that that's super rare, that, like, double gold, that's... I mean, shit, you don't even see Rubik picked up that much anymore either, so it's kind of neat.
Dang, Kizu, pretty close to getting a solo kill on top lane.
Yep.
The max bash build is obnoxious to deal with in a one-on-one situation like this.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage, too. It's not only just the lockdown, but...
Yeah.
100 bonus damage is ridiculous. Like, more than a double damage rune at this stage. Look at this. So what's the go-to Coddle build these days? This go-around, Cinderin does not have an early mana leak. He's 1-0-2 with the double chakra. Some of this probably has to do with the aggro tri-lane, just going max sustainability. Oh, triple hero ponies. That's gotta feel good.
They have that really nice wizard reward really deep in the lane, so that Sun can get some nice illuminates off.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a build... I don't know. I think 1 point of mana looks like really good if you actually want to kill people, but it's also
Dude, look at
nice
that
being
setup,
able to
though.
constantly cast illuminates.
It's like telekinesis, set up for the illuminate. Era just runs in with the slows.
Keeper used to
nice.
be like the hottest thing in tri lanes. They used to run that like SD Coddle +1 all the time, and then you were just disrupting the illuminate. This is like somewhat similar to that.
Dirty, dude. This laning
You could
stage
cast it
is...
during those times. That was the Lifestealer era.
I remember that. Yeah, that was dirty. Oh, FN down bottom. Whoa, he gets blown up. Cinderin gonna get credit for that one, but now this aggro try for escape going really well. Their other lanes going favorably also. Juggernaut still besting the Mirana by like a 50% margin, and Boyd is ahead of the Night Stalker. So all things looking up for escape, and now with this aggro try going their way, this troll is gonna be off to a great start. I mean, we could see a little skirmish break out in the jungle here. Solo scouting things out, drops the spirit, but telekinesis will interrupt the Echo Stomp cast point.
You can see that Escape are just much more prepared for the tri-lanes too. Like, they have 3 sticks on all of their heroes, whereas I don't know if you want to get a stick on anti-mage, but you might consider it in this 3-on-3 situation, especially versus a keeper. So they're always going to have mana cast spells, but I'm not sure what their plan is for the anti-mages right now. Like, sometimes you just relegate him to the jungle and just be like, okay, Elder Titan, you're playing offlaner now.
Yeah. And rotation up top. Mag gonna find himself in trouble, perhaps. Koikva coming around the backside. He does have an Omni Slash here. Mag gonna run away from the creeps. Oh no, this is an easy setup. Koikva will just bring him down. It's basically a solo kill. Great rotation from the Jug. He's got phase boots. Good stuff for him. He's gonna head right back to mid and go back to farming while he absorbs leeches.
Vega.
Well, they've got one down bottom. This ward's really not doing too much. And that's it for now. I don't see any else on the map.
I don't see that ward. What the heck? Oh.
Hang on. They're going to get a lane ward down mid.
Yeah.
This Mirana is still struggling so much, though. I mean, that's one of the issues with core Mirana is that she does not feel strong until she gets the Ags. It's like once she picks that item up, she deals a huge amount of damage and can take over, but getting to that point can be scary. Huge glimpse on Era down bottom, right into Echo Stop. Nice setup from Vega. It should yield a nice, easy kill. Maybe I spoke too soon. The stick helping him out, but he will fall. FN gets credit for it as he blinks forward. Still a nice setup there.
He needs some raindrops.
Yeah, he sure does. Good use of the raindrop there.
Nice ward by Okay, so now Vega finally set up the good wards. Dude, something is up with my like vision. Like constantly like the observer ward in mid is just like dark for me. I see it on the minimap, but I don't like see it. I don't know. It's weird. Do you have this issue?
No, it looks like if you go to their vision, you don't see the extra vision.
I'm on all vision.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
normal light for me. This
Fair
is
enough.
a lot of space for the Void, though. Like, Kezu has basically just been free farming this whole game. He's almost as high as the Jug. He's almost taken out this tower as well. BZZ rotates up. Ooh, almost finds a kill with the arrow. But it will be off
Dude,
the
he
mark.
just took like 500 damage right there. And
Alright.
had some blow
Very
Chrono.
defensive Chrono.
What the heck? He was doing well.
Yeah, why didn't he just time walk earlier?
I don't know, man.
He could have mitigated a lot of that damage. That was really weird.
I think he really wanted a tower. He expected like maybe Mirana to start right-clicking the tower, but she had Arcane Rune. Like, she's gonna throw out spells, but
Yeah.
it's questionable.
Yep, tower gets denied as well, but now a smoke. Koikva looking to hunt again. Level 8 has himself the Omni Slash. Headed to enemy territory. Let's see what he can find.
This is actually going to be a little tough because he has Vanguard. And he's right next to creeps.
FN. Nope, not going to use it. You're right. Those pesky mud golems going to get in the way.
It's a very low probability.
Uh-oh. Rotation. Disruptor's on the way. Glimpse in, but it's an Omni Slash turnaround. Koikva gets the first one. Now Mag going to try to run out. It is nighttime. Compliments of the darkness, so he will make it away. FN now disabled as they reinitiate. Illuminate flies through. It's not going to be enough damage for a kill. They'll give some more mana to Koikva. And Escape will start to back out without the Omni Slash. This much less tempting in terms of looking to fight. Oh, going for the Bounty Rune. BZZ does connect with an arrow. Does not have enough mana for a Starstorm. Might have been able to get him close to kill territory there with a double star, but not going to have the opportunity. Unfortunate.
Yeah, they're just like not really on the same page. Like maybe he didn't communicate that Omni was down or something like that. Like if they had more people there at the rune, they could have killed the Juggernaut. Like a lot of small things could have been a lot better for Vega, and just not really looking like they're in tip-top shape at the moment.
Now Troll Warlord starting to get some momentum. He has his phase boots, 1200 gold. Mirana gets set up on telekinesis right into a bash from Era. Oh my, that'll make it an easy kill. Potom dies, unable to leap to safety. 3 to 5, Escape taking control here, Merlini. Dare we look at this gold graph already? 4,500 net worth, 3k experience is their favor, and they're about to get this tier 1 tower down to the bottom lane. Anti-mage, he had to go Vanguard.
Yeah, kind of had to this game. But that's because they decided to contest the lane as opposed to sack the lane and just farm the jungle, which I think I probably would have been like more a fan of.
YOLO solo down to the bottom lane. They'll find him in the trees, and that's going to be another easy one. 6 to 3. Escape. Erupting with a furious momentum. Boik was just going for drums. He's going to go for a fighting build here.
I'm gonna rely on anti-mage.
You never know. Maybe he can farm it back. Potom's just nowhere close to the Ags, though.
Yeah, that's very concerning.
Ooh. Kezu.
We see this actually crop up a decent amount.
Look at this badass here.
In the Chinese scene. The Mask of Madness. I think
Yeah.
maybe you ran it.
I think it's really good when you're ahead like this. When you have control of the game and you're pretty high level. He's the highest level, in fact. He's just naturally kind of beefy. His damage output is pretty good. He actually use it to find kills. And, of course, it does enhance his farming.
But it doesn't work well with Troll ult. Like, it's a lot of overkill on attack speed. Like, if you want to be super efficient with your itemization and do the maximum damage possible with X amount of gold, the damage is much better.
Okay. I'll take your word for it, Math Man. Ice Echo Stomp to break things up. Kronos here not going to do a hell of a lot. Era takes an arrow. Huge follow-up damage from BZZ. Him and Syndrome will both fall. Kezu actually gets the kill on the Mirana. Gets the bash right as she tries to leap away. Mag tanks the whole Omni Slash. Not going to be enough for a kill. Koikva will just spin forward. It's a 1 for 2 with the Mirana falling. Vega getting a nice net worth gain out of it. They could maybe turn here. Vega's still actually going to just continue to pursue. Echo Stomp puts Koikva to sleep. Now Kezu stuck inside the kinetic field.
Nice healing ward micro.
An awkward back and forth here as now YapzOr comes in. Huge damage on the Night Stalker. They'll bring him down next. Now Disruptor on the run. Blink on YapzOr. It's not, well, is that a stolen blink, I guess? Now Disruptor gonna glimpse back. I think he might be able to get away here. I don't think they want to chase this too deep. He did pick up the kinetic field, ditched the blink. I actually thought that Rubik had a blink dagger for a second. I was like, how in the world did YapzOr farm that? My god. Damn Rubiks. All right, well, sign of life for Vega, I guess. They do get a kill on the troll. That's not too bad.
That was good, considering how like well warded Escape did to the Radiant jungle. Like, it's pretty impressive that they took a fight like that.
Here we go. Mag set up upon down bottom. The Rubik kinetic field gonna fall short, but this Mana Leak doing serious work. He didn't even use it.
Not helpful when his bros out.
Especially the Void, man. They've got the double bash strat going on here. The Bash brothers.
Owen's anti-mage.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to try to get the Battle Fury after all. He's got himself the broadsword.
Era?
Oh, they find him in the jungle. Wow. Oh, that's a Radiant ward up top. Yeah, it's about to expire, but they use it for hunting. Very nice. Then they find a counter kill on the Disruptor. Scan comes out from the Dire. Koik was looking for him. He has the invisibility rune on. It's nighttime, and he actually does walk by. Now he finds it. No Omni Slash. They will get a kill on the Elder Titan as we're watching this. And I think the Disruptor is just straight dead here. Easy kill for Koikba.
It's worth it if Vega get the top tower, though. A troll kill and tower when your early game did not go poorly, at least in the safe lane, is pretty good. Mirana really needs more farm, though. She's very far behind.
Working on her first piece of Ags at 15 minutes. Wow.
Medallion itemization from Disruptor. I like this versus the Face of Void. They don't really have a good like hero to save. Like, you know, no Shadow Demon, no Vengeful swap. So this will kind of have to make do, because or else they're just always going to lose a hero in this field.
Yeah. Now Roshan, this is one of the other benefits of the Troll. Battle Trance, great inside of the pit. Let's see.
He is going Lance, so.
Flash push him down. Hey, one step away from the Echo Saber. Get ready, dude. The Lance is pretty normal, though, on Troll. On even the HOD, it's just great value stats. The range does help them out. Are they stacking up Ancients? Nope. They will get the Roche, though. Age is sitting on the deck. Koikba goes back for it. All right, there we go. Things still looking pretty good for Escape here, though, Merlini. 5K net worth, 4K experience. They're holding on to a pretty decent lead for themselves. Reminder, this is elimination, folks, for those just joining us. This is the lower bracket of Global Grandmasters playoffs. Escape take a win here. Vega are done for. Vega win this, we're going to an ace match where the real fight for survival will begin. The odds not looking good for Vega here, Merlini, down to a 6, or almost a 6 payout, 5.59. They somehow managed to turn this series around. Do you believe?
I do not believe. I do not believe in PCZ's Mirana. They just like Moonlight Shadow for no particular good reason, and he like tried to go for a solo play on the Troll, which is just not really happening.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this
He
mount.
needs to farm more. Like, it sucks because I know he wants to kill people and just arrow people, but he needs Zags.
Disruptors gets pooped on down bottom. Rubik. YapzOr is getting a lot of good rotations in. I feel like there's telekinesis kills coming out left and right. Void then finds the Night Stalker. He drops the Chronosphere. Goes for a Shadow Blade. Very interesting choice. Not an item you see on the Void very often. Does give him some extra damage and attack speed, so there's some okay synergy there, but...
It's to catch out the AM.
Yeah, and it's a nice in place of the Blink Dagger, so he can go and scout things out before he drops the Chrono instead of having to kind of guess when you're in fog. I like it. So yeah, nice adjustment.
I really think like Shadow Blade is underutilized for when you're trying to deal with split pushers. I guess a lot of times like teams deal with it by just 5-maining and taking down all your towers so you have no place to farm, but it's really good if you want to kill AMs or whatever, insert split pusher here.
Yeah, Geizu getting kited around a little bit. Won't be able to find that kill. They do get the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, though. I think that tier 1 mid is probably up next. Koikba just working on a Battle Fury. He's number 1 on net worth with just the early drum. So this is shaping up to be a really good game for him. He'll be able to continue this lead he's got tower farm his way through the mid game. Tier 1 tower mid will be turned to rubble as Escape continue the 5-man. They've got the Aegis on the jug for another 2.5 minutes, so hell, why not fight?
BZZ needs to be smoke pushing. Like right now,
Coming up soon.
He needs to be out on the side lane, start falling waves, and pushing out the lane so they can't do this. Like you don't want to fight them into the Aegis. There's not really a good point for him to being at the tower defense because like Starfall's not that great of a anti-push spell because you have to be very close to the creep wave, and they already have an Elder Titan who can do that. So I think he's like just wasting a lot of time and not really concentrating on the bling bling. The Moolah, the stacks.
Yeah, the Skrilla. He needs to work on that stack, dude.
Let's see if he gets a solo kill.
Oh, here we go. Chrono on one. He's got the battle trance coming in. A follow-up stolen arrow from Rubik. That 5-second stun will make it an easy kill. They even used the Moonlight Shadow. A noble effort from BZZ, but it does not really yield a hell of a lot here. They will glimpse back Synderin. And, okay, they trade 1 for 1, but I think Escape will be pretty happy to trade away their position 5 Coddle for the position 1 Anti-Mage who just got his Battle Fury. Yeah, they'll be able to stomach that one.
I also think that like the Mirana pushing out can also tank ganks for the Anti-Mage. Like, yeah, he can die to solo Chrono, but if they're using it on him, the Anti-Mage, he's not gonna die if there's not a Chronosphere. He shouldn't die rather if there's not a Chronosphere. So like sacrifice some or sacrifice your life sometimes to farm in riskier spots, but that's he's getting there. Almost has his Ags.
Yep. Era, I think looking for a BKB next after the Dragon Lance. Gonna be a hard item for Vega to deal with. Right now, most of their damage is magic. Void. Oh, he gets glimpsed back. They've got a Sentry Ward down. That actually could have been a kill for him. Does not have a Chrono, but hard for the Disruptor to deal with the Void.
Capsor does have his blink now.
All right, so we were talking about that like 6 times payout. How about 11.27 for Vega? Things have really gone to the extremes here. Are we in value territory yet, Merlini?
I don't know. I guess they have faith in a troll pig now.
Is that a positive expected value?
Don't think so, man.
They're in a lot of trouble. I mean, Mirana, we keep talking about this Ags getting closer.
He's actually getting really close.
700 gold.
Maybe it's starting to get value for Vega. It's not that bad. They do have a troll after all,
right,
who is not significantly.
The higher payout
north.
for Vega means more confidence in the troll. So right now it's a 1.01 payout if you bet on Escape. Here we go, Chronosphere onto FN. Arrow, this time it's from the Mirana, locks Kezu down. She will be able to keep her Anti-Mage alive. Also Moonlight Shadow deployed. Koikba does not have detection. Battle Fury up, he's just going to push out the lane. And BZZ, what are you doing, silly kitty?
That's what he needs to be doing.
Alright. Leaps into the trees, makes it out. Yeah, I guess against the troll, that's pretty safe. You can roll the dice against that 10% bash, and most of the time you'll be able to TP him.
Let's see, Mag, not in a good spot.
Yep. Easy gank.
Jeez, Yathor is
He's
damn good Rubik.
He's like, so he's been involved in 10 of their 14 kills. Yeah, that's pretty good.
He's also just really good at like using the spells that he has too. Like oftentimes, like, oh, I have this awesome spell, but you never find an opportunity to use it. But he always seems to like create those opportunities. I think he had a double Starfall on the Night Stalker there, so that the Juggernaut didn't have to use his Omni Slash and can threaten more heroes.
Yeah. Feels like right now Escape are just kind of playing with their food before they finish it. Just farming away in enemy territory, slowly taking more map control, and they are just pulling ahead. They're getting superior farm, they're finding more pickoffs, and it seems like Vega don't really have a great game plan right now. They're slowly sort of pushing out these lanes, but any sight of enemy heroes, and they have to take a much more defensive stance. Look at these dire wards, man. They are deep.
Yeah, it's Now Mirana will have Ags and 20 gold, so she can aid anti-mage and pushing out the lanes. They need to drag out this game longer so that they can equalize this net worth. Because the anti-mage with Battle Fury, like, should outfarm almost any hero in the game aside from Alchemist.
All right, any detection on the Dire side? No, they are lacking right
They
now.
just need a gem on Faces Void. There's really no reason that the supports don't feed him one right now. I think like Rubik should have prioritized a gem over the Void Stone.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder what that Void Stone's going to turn into. Mules, maybe? Lotus?
I don't think Lotus. Lotus is not particularly good this game. There's not that much single target. Like Glimpse is not terribly useful.
Isn't it good against the Mirana arrow, though?
No.
You can't purge off the stun with it?
Nope.
Bummer.
You can't purge off the stuns.
Yeah, it's not like a normal purge. It's not like the Aphotic Shield. That's the greater purge or whatever, superior purge.
Like it only works for you can like Lotus back, Glimpse, maybe dispel Thunderstrike, but
yeah,
like, reflect like Mana Void. You can dispel the silence from Crippling Fear. That's probably the most useful thing Lotus or would be for.
Yeah,
but
and you can reflect Crippling Fear and Void, which is a little handy. But okay.
They already have Diffusal though, so it's like
fair enough. Not a good Lotus game.
So I would just say Yules. So I don't know. Maybe he sets up more for his team.
Oh, Koikba walks into an arrow. Okay, no follow-up.
Could be Scythe too, honestly. But
yeah, I mean, just having the casual Void Stone for that long Scythe build-up is really not bad on Rubik. He's happy to have the mana regen even with the Arcanes.
he has Coddle though.
Well, yeah, but now he can be a little more independent. You know, he's not stuck on that Coddle leash. Syndering can get some farm. Keeper of the Light. That is one hero I do not like playing.
Really? I think he's fun.
Really? I find myself often farming an Aghanims and my team just yells at me for having an Aghanims.
It's just a lot of fun, like disrupting the enemy's farm because you know they're getting pissed off as you're throwing waves of horses at them.
Yeah, that part is true.
And you also don't have to heal ever because you have Tranquil plus Chakra. So
That's true.
Like that's also pretty nice. You have a lot of uptime.
Yeah, I do miss the old days of those like 5-second illuminates at level 1 when you could actually just cripple someone. That was a very satisfying time.
Yapzor.
He's gonna get caught out here. That's a 5-hero Moonlight Shadow for Yapzor. Not really much he could do against that one. Big commitment, but now the Void comes in. All right, does not burn the Chrono.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, they need a balance.
Oh, the Static Storm comes out just a little bit late. He does end up jumping to a few Ancients, but Koikva still gets off the Omni Slash, and that will yield a kill on the Disruptor. Very nice. Fast reaction there from the Juggernaut, capitalizing on that little cast point there from the Disruptor.
Oh,
with a Shadow Blade.
They need another hero here. Unless he can like burn all his mana with his Diffusal, but I don't think that's going to happen.
First hit bash, that's not a bad start. Does he actually have the damage here? Gonna be close, arrow flying in, forces Kezu back. He doesn't get the kill, but it's damn close.
Where was the... He didn't even go for the outplay, man. Dodged the arrow. I thought he was gonna like skirt around the arrow and just keep whacking at him.
Yeah. That was pretty close though. If he gets another bash
close,
there, it's pretty much guaranteed. Abyssal Blade coming out soon for Koikva. We'll have the Vanguard up next as the recipe bashed already as they move into Roche.
It's looking grim, buddy.
It certainly is, dude.
But Mirana has eggs.
Too little, too late, I'm afraid. I mean, we've seen this before. Like, I think at the bottom Mirana and like how fast he can farm and make those early rotations and get Ags plus Blink Dagger, you know, and just start to take over a game. But what allows her to do that is the timing. Like, getting an Ags this late, she's just in recovery mode, and it's a good farming tool. She can push out lanes, but it just doesn't pack that punch that it does if you pick it up so much earlier.
You can also generally tell how good a Mirana is just playing the hero, even by their creep score in the early game, because she's not a particularly easy hero to CS with. Her base damage is pretty low. Her projectile speed is like not that quick. So like the players that have played her a lot know how to win her a lane, which is not easy. Like it's not that easy to win a lane as a Mirana. So like if you see her like beating like invokers in CS or you know anything like that, then you know that you have a good Mirana player on your hands. But he struggled a lot versus Juggernaut. Juggernaut didn't even have a Quelling Blade this game.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, it was just a poor man's shield. That's all he needed.
Poor man's shield plus one lace.
Yeah. It's, I mean, to be fair, he's a pretty good attack animation.
Yeah, but you're ranged.
Ranged against the poor man shield, dude. It's too pro.
Too pro, man.
I've been calling it PSM by accident, and then I realized that is not correct.
Isn't that yellow submarine player?
It is actually, yeah. Para, solo, yeah, whatever.
It's called Pro Man Shield, man. They don't ever get it wrong.
Pro Man Shield, there you go. Moonlight Shadow, defensive, but they've got a dust. Mag gonna get caught out here. This should be a nice easy kill. The Mana Elite gonna slow him down, as will the right clicks from the Troll. No buyback on him, and now Escape might just look towards the high ground. They've got a fresh 10-second BKB ready to ride on Era. They've got the Gem on Kezu, and they've got the Ags here on Koikba. Or why did I say Ags? They've got the Aegis. They've got everything they need. This should be a pretty easy high ground siege. There is a glyph, though, from Vega. Arrow does connect onto Era. No follow-up damage going to come out. He does have a Blink Dagger now on BZZ, though.
In theory, the Night Stalker pick to counter the Keeper is cool once he gets Ags, but Cinder doesn't have Ags, and like Night Stalker hasn't really been able to do anything this game.
What a surprise. Night Stalker unable to do much.
Yeah, I like the support Night Stalker a little bit more, but oh, nice ultimate.
Whoa, what a setup. Faceless Void gets dropped. Yapsor follows up. The nice Mana Void on top. Now Cinder and Glimpse back. It's going to be a 3-0, it looks like. Arrow flies in, but they'll have plenty of damage as BZZ blinks forward. For another kill, perhaps. Blinding Light does buy Cinder in some additional time, but the Stray Star Storm will catch him a fray. They get the Tier 3 tower, but it is a huge fight for Vega. And more than a sign of life, nearly 3,600 net worth exchanged in that one. That's the Elder Titan combo there, Merlini. That was nice.
Yeah. Mag actually has completed Ags now. It's kind of crazy. Considering he's died 5 times. I guess it is 30 minutes in. But
yeah, I think he had it right before that fight even too. He was really close to it.
This guy.
Jug almost got it there. Didn't even get to use his Omni Slash.
Yeah, he was pretty close. I don't know. I think Juggernaut should have been a little bit more further forward to dissuade them from jumping in, but Mag gets rocked.
Yeah, Koikba finally drops the Chrono. He had the Omni Slash. He has a double damage rune also, so that makes it even easier. Do want to take a look at this replay here. It's just a beautiful setup from Vega. They drop the Static Storm kinetic field at the same time the Mirana blinks in, so it's a lot of burst damage and sets it up pretty easy for the Anti-Mage. You get off the Mana Void, find that follow-up damage, and of course it does synergize very well with the Earth Splitter in that scenario. So using their high ground defense, that is one thing that Elder Titan does very well amongst many other things, but defend high ground is one of his specialties. Tier 3 tower down without a glyph. They're just going to go straight for it. Koikba trying to focus on the melee barracks, using that Blade Fury for the magic immunity. Now another Static Storm kinetic field, this time onto Kezu. He's got the Chronosphere, but he's going to die before he can use it. Earth Splitter flies through. Troll, though, finishing off the barracks. They will get what they came for, and in the end, I think they'll be okay trading the Void for barracks. Now Era uses the BKB. That's the 10-second BKB. Used very defensively just to run away. They will make it out. Synderen, he's going to get caught, it looks like. Yeah, Mana Void going to interrupt his TP. All right, well, 2 for barracks. I think all in all sloppy, but Escape will still settle for that.
I think Kezu's plays been particularly sloppy this game. Like, he had a dream start. Oh my goodness,
that's a stray arrow that just clips him.
Nice.
They've got a ward here. They saw which direction he was running, and that was just a good guess that he'd be farming Ancients like that.
Indeed. They didn't even use scan. Have they used scan once? But like going back to Kezu, like the defusal is like okay. It almost got him a solo kill, I suppose, on Anti-Mage, but like you really need BKB for the high ground defense. It's the second time I believe he's died to the Static Storm combo, and like his teammates can't save him at that point. So like he had like a very, very good start too, and he was like number 1 on net worth, or maybe number 2, slightly behind Koikba at some point. But look at how far his net worth has dropped down now relative to the rest of his teammates, relative to the Anti-Mage. He should be a lot more farmed. I think like he hasn't been doing as good of a job as Koikba as like splitting your farming and your fighting. Like Koikba, he sees a good opportunity when his ultimate's up, not just hey, my ultimate's up, let's go. It's like I see an opportunity and my ultimate's up. Okay, I'm going to fight here. And Like just conceding those 2 deaths too is very problematic. You know, you talked about like being self-sufficient with the Rubik and the Voidstone, and I think that he also needs to be self-sufficient, so like he doesn't just die to Disruptor ulti if he gets caught.
Yeah,
which
I mean,
he's always waiting for.
These are the kind of scenarios where that Mask of Madness pick is just... I mean, you can make a case for it just as a farming tool, sort of in place of a Midas, but in those kind of scenarios, if that gold was towards a BKB, this game could possibly be over by now.
I think the Mask of Madness is fine. It's like if you have this item build, you can't position yourself, so you just drop a Static Storm. Rubik or Disruptor doesn't have a Blink, nor does he have a Force Staff, nor does he have a Glimmer Cape. He should not be able to just drop a Static Storm on you in a Kinetic Field. Like Static Storm, okay, but like you can't get locked in a Kinetic Field with that too.
Right.
So,
fair enough. Oh, they're going to get one down bottom. Just going to bring down the Elder Titan. Looks like a nice easy kill there. Now up top, this is the kill that I was thinking about. Era, 9-second BKB, again used very defensively. It's starting to add up. These are very small victories for Vega. I mean, losing the Elder Titan down bottom kind of hurts, but they've already lost that lane of barracks. At this point, that pickoff's not too big a deal. The 9-second BKB almost matters more than that, I think.
Yeah. If Faceless Void like dies one more time before his BKB, it could be actually a pretty difficult game for Escape, because then Vega can get Roche. So he needs to make sure that he just gets that BKB for next fight. Sell your 1 if you have to, but he needs it. And Vega, they need to make sure that they control the Roche. They can definitely do that with Night Stalker Ags. However, it is going to be 3 minutes. That is almost max. It's very good for Vega, I would say.
Let's see.
Yeah, it was 2:45, so he can use the nighttime at like 37:10, and this is 37:10.
Yeah. Down bottom, there's a Chronosphere. They'll bring down the Anti-Mage. They've got the damage now, where if they catch him on the corner...
Uh-oh, he doesn't have buyback. 52 gold needed for buybacks. Quick, someone get a tower.
Uh-oh. Yeah, there's no tower in sight. They do have pretty good Creequilibrium in mid, but they might not be able to push in before he gets the buyback status. I wanted to comment on... oh, wait. Hold this thought here. The goal graph. For that fight, it was looking like Vega was turning this around, and now things have leveled out a little bit more. Finally, the BKB comes out on the Void. I think this is the game-changing item. It's going to be a long Roche respawn, about 2 minutes as Kezu checks out the pit. 1:45 on the timer. They won't be able to capitalize too much on this anti-mage yet. They won't even be able to force out the buyback.
I like the AC coming out from the anti-mage. I think he needed a defensive item, like Butterfly or AC is fine. And it looks like Troll Warlord might, like he has a Demon Edge, so he can easily go MKB. So yeah. I think it's like a better all-around defensive toolkit.
I think you can get away with this build more easily now with the change to Abyssal Blade, because the Vanguard piece makes you just a little more tanky, gives you more HP. You don't feel as bad about going for the AC, which of course doesn't give you anything in the way of stats.
Yeah, it's a replacement for Butterfly though.
Yep. Here we go. Mirana up top, initiated on, but just leaps back to safety. All right, she'll be good.
Lincoln saving lives.
Kezu, though, on the back line. There's a Moonlight Shadow out, so he's not going to be able to find too much. Woldersorb is up on solo, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned that, but pretty big item to have on the Elder Titan at this stage.
Reflect Omni Slash, the dream.
I don't think I've ever seen an Elder Titan jumping around like that. That's got to look pretty funny. They really want this Roche, though. Vega realizing how important Roche 3 is going to be this game.
Yeah, and they have the gem given over to them by Yapsor, so they are pretty okay taking this. Yeah, it's going to be actually nighttime for a long time. 3 more minutes.
I think Escape, if they get this Roche, they should be able to go high ground really easily. Like, I can't imagine what else they'd be waiting for at this point, besides maybe the next completed item on the Troll, the MKB or the Daedalus, whatever that's going to be.
They could wait for a pick on Anti-Mage.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that too, but I mean, start hunting, like, get aggressive, you know, try to end this. Like, right now, they're just past, like, they're definitely just waiting for Roche at the moment.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be tough for both teams. Elder Titan on one team, plus Flying Vision from Night Stalker, and then Keeper on the other side with a Faceless Void to complement. They need a D-Ward on Vega's side. Put that Quelling Blade to use.
Damn, look at these dire wards. They've got the Roche Pit on lockdown. Down bottom, they're going to find Solo. That's the BKB used by Era. All right. That might be the only pickoff they need. He does not have a buyback. Elder Titan, one of the better heroes for delaying in the Roche pit. Moonlight Shadow's been used. Now Kezu comes in. Chrono on 3. They'll bring down the Disruptor right away before he can ult. And this BKB from Kezu working wonders. Vega just melting under the pressure. Anti-Mage the only one that survives through it. And he does blink away, but man, their team just crumbled. They don't even need Roche anymore. They're just going to go straight for the high ground.
That was a sick chrono from Kezu. Also, a lot of it was because of that ward. They have that ward up there, which was not dewarded by Mag. That's definitely not a ward you expect, though, for Escape to place. So I can understand that he didn't check it. Yeah, but that's really what set up Escape for that whole thing. I think they saw Elder Titan like before he was actually farming that wave, and were able to set up on him. Which
now we're
seeing
seeing
more kills.
Power of the Troll, how fast they can flash push these structures with Battle Trance. He's got his MKB now. BKB's cooling down. They don't have a chrono, but they will get the melee barracks. Earth Splitter falls a little bit short. Now the Static Storm kinetic field. They bring down the Void with a glimpse. And Vega will push out looking for more, but it looks like Escape will be able to live up to their name. Synderen TP's out. Yapzor, well, he gets caught by the Abyssal. That'll be a gem down. There's still a gem down in the bottom lane from that last fight. And now the rest of Escape will make it out. So again, a little bit sloppy, but they do force a buyback, and they do get the melee barracks. But now Roche, without a Chronosphere, Vega just moved right into the pit. It could actually be big.
Yep, no Omni Slash either. With Omni Slash, maybe they can make a play. I don't think it's possible without it, though.
Now, Blinding Light, that'll slow things down a little bit. FN jumps right out. Mana Leak, not going to do so much against the Manta. Synderen on the run, as Roche is still under heavy assault. Without the Anti-Mage, it is definitely going down slower. He doesn't kill on the Coddle. Buyback on the Coddle. They want to delay this Roche. Not sure if this buyback's going to do a hell of a lot here, though, Merlini. Indeed, it won't. Aegis Cheese comes down. AM picks up the Aegis, and Vega, they get a Sign of Life.
Pretty.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, that was a nice pick off on Kezu. Again, he's just not playing super safely. His chrono on bottom willing was great, but like these deaths that he's been giving up have just been extremely costly.
Yeah.
Gotta work on that.
I mean, how big is Roche 3 for Vega right now? I mean, it's still like a
big because
10k
like,
deficit. Like,
what are your
odds
they could end
right
the game.
now on this game?
Probably like
2080.
2-1 Escape. I think like yeah, 75-25 maybe.
75-25. Okay.
Just because like I think like if they get a good chrono, like one similar to like they did on the bottom lane, then I think that they can just close out the game right there.
Well, Smoke here headed to the mid lane. They do not have their Juggernaut. Koikva is pretty far back. He does not have BOTs either.
Man, Solo keeps getting picked off too. He's a really important hero for the high ground push too. At least he has buyback for this one, and the lanes are decently pushed out, but he's also dying a lot.
He's died 7 times now. It's happened quite a few times this game. Bottom lane will push in, but they don't have the tier 2 dead up tops. It's kind of a weird play from Escape. They can't... Oh yeah, they got the Coddle recalled. Duh, he doesn't even need BOTs. They finish off the ranged barracks, but I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. They need to get this tier 2 tower up top. That's definitely the next milestone for Escape.
Hello, FN.
No Chronosphere. Kezu not in a position to use it.
Deward that mag. There you go. Actually, FN was so much faster than mag.
See, right now, why doesn't Escape just 5-man into the top lane and just knock down that tower? Like, that seems like the obvious play here.
Anti-Mage has been pushing out their lanes, and if Escape trying to like push out the lanes and then recall back, then Anti-Mage will kill them because he has Abyssal Manta. It's very difficult to...
now he's got BOTs also.
Push against.
I don't even mean split push, just 5-man up top.
Yeah, no. They have to deal with the split push though, or else anti-mage will get free towers. Like you never really want a situation where anti-mage and then with troll aura too can beat on your towers, and then if you fail a push, or like let's say you get your TPs canceled by Elder Titan, like someone gets glimpsed back, like you could be in for a chain feed situation where like anti-mage solos a hero that's in base, like he's like soloing heroes right now, and then you lose the fight like at the base, and then the heroes that didn't TP back also lose the fight because anti-mage joins right after he kills. So like you can have chain feed situations like this. Why don't they just switch top?
Well, here you go, front and center. They're making the case for you, buddy. That's 2 supports down.
Oh, he doesn't have a TP scroll. Oh my God,
Jiminy crickets. He drops the chrono. He's gonna try to go for a kill on Mag, and he might just be able to do it. With the help of the troll, he's got the damage. And he actually does make it away, at least for now. He bumps into the anti-mage. Up top, they'll bring down the Juggernaut. Oh, God, dude. This is just falling apart. Now, Era mid. What is going on here? There's like 3 fights around the map. Era gets a solo kill on the Elder Titan. 2 for 3. All things considered.
Anti-mage is getting in there. This is probably Jug buyback, I just think. It's still a healthy amount of time on Aegis. 1 minute's, I think, more than enough for them to do significant structural damage.
This is a little bit scary. Jug does have a buyback. Really doesn't want to use it here, but he might have to.
Yeah.
Tier 3 tower falls. Less than a minute on the Aegis now. Seems like Escape might just sacrifice this lane. Coming around the backside, Troll blinks in. There's the BKB. Telekinesis onto FN. Kezu joins the party, but he does not have a chrono. Lincoln Sphere again, saving BZZ. And Vega completely disengaged. Disruptor may still get caught. Can they interrupt this TP? They cannot.
What a play from Vega Squadron.
Wow. They really just leveled this out. A surprising amount.
Yeah, I think Kezu really needs a Scepter as well. Like, he's only used one of his defusal blade charges. Like, we talked about earlier, like, if he had BKB instead of that, I think his progression should have been, like, Mask of Madness, Shadow Blade, Scepter, BKB. They were pushing high ground, so maybe BKB then Scepter, but I think, like, the Scepter would have been really important for them. He would have had it up for that fight, and then they could buy back on Jug and then kill the Anti-Mage. Actually, I don't know if they go for that blade because Anti-Mage had Aegis, but, like, I think at least they can stall out the Rax defense, and yeah, they ended up losing a melee Rax, so now melee Rax counts only 2-1.
Yeah, the thing is for Escape though, they still have the Void, and they just really need to catch the Anti-Mage once without buyback, and this game gets really pretty easy
I'm not
for
like
him.
completely sure that they can kill him though during it. With like, imagine they throw up a Lotus on him so they can't Omni Slash, and then like a Solar Crest onto him as well. And like ET Stomp comes out. I'm not sure if they can kill him. It'll be close. He has one more item too, so his last item is going to be MKB, and they will get a pick.
Wow, Rubik with the stolen glimpse actually brings him back. Kezu comes in, pops the BKB. He does have a chrono. Going to save it for now. They'll be able to bring down the Disruptor and force out the ult. FN will join the party, and that'll be the end of it for now. Just a quick pick on the Disruptor, but
Vega's doing a really good job pushing out the lanes. Like, immediately after that fight, FN goes to push out mid so they can't breach the T3 on top. Like, he's doing a really good job of just buying enough time for his teammates to survive, so he ensures that it's the 5-on-5.
yeah, they need to find a way to knock down this tier 2 so they can actually threaten the base.
Quick. They might actually catch him. They pinged him out, and they saw him with the ward, so they know exactly where he's at, especially right now.
Oh, Era on the way, 5 seconds on the blink. He makes it into the tree line. FN should be good. He does have his BOTs up right now. They just refreshed. He'll blink a little bit deeper, and then he should be good.
Yeah, wants to cut away first. That's very smart. Yeah, so, like, the ones that waves dead, GG push. It's already 5 heroes. They get a disruptor kill, don't get anything out of it.
Wow, look at this play from Anti-Mage. He's actually going to cut the wave.
Yeah,
even just killing one wave here. It's really annoying.
And I don't know if they can hold this T2, though. That's kind of a tall order. They're not in a position to set up. That tower's pretty hard to hold.
Yep, and they have a lot of damage.
And it looks like it's going to be a free Rex, too. FN probably going in on it.
He doesn't have anything to break back door protection, though. So here we go.
True that.
Used. Escape playing this very cautiously, but I think they're happy to get the tower, get the glyph, and force back the anti-mage.
Yeah, anti-mage didn't seem like he needed TP there. He got the stomp on the creeps, and they really need to push out mid so that Escape can't go top. And how long are they gonna have to wait for a wave? Like 50 seconds, I think.
Something like that, yeah. The
At
problem
least the
now
wave
is
top.
all of the lanes are pushed out for Escape, and we're seeing butterflies and MKBs come out of plenty. 2 butterflies now for Escape, one on the Jug, one on the Troll. And they each have an MKB as well. Anti-Mage, the only one not part of the butterfly party. But he does have the MKB. So a lot of counters coming about here. Still huge damage. Look how fast they truck through that tier 3. Oh, glimpse back. BKB's it. Now Marana has an MKB. Wow.
Not anymore.
Uh-oh.
And she doesn't have buyback. That's a
So she just went all in on this
slight
MKB and now
oversight.
can't use it
Well,
for 3 minutes.
I think it's just like bad gold management because this is 110 gold, so you farm like 4 creeps and you're good.
Yeah. She still has the cheese though.
Yeah.
This is turning into kind of a weird late game here where even though Escape still have control, they are not very confident just charging up to the high ground. Like they are really respecting the damage that Vega can do right now.
Yeah, they like either team's gonna lose one game off one fight at this point. Anti-mage no pushover, man.
It's true.
And he still has room for Moonshard. He can buy Moonshard and have buyback. I think that's what he's doing right now.
There it is. Moonshard eaten. He is pretty capped out at this point. BOT's level 2 still to go, and oh, that Marana. Blinks in, they set it up onto Koifa. Whoa! Huge follow-up damage. The Jug gets dropped, but now Kezu goes in. Pretty big damage onto the Disruptor, but he's already dropped his ult. Not the most valuable kill for Escape. They'll go 1 for 1. Yapzor now in some trouble. Arrow flies through. Yule's Scepter makes it easy for the Marana. And Vega do hold on. They're going to repel the likes of Escape. They do not hold their tier 3 tower, but they do go 1 for 3, it looks like, as now they catch Sind. Oh my. The tables are turning here. Escape on the run. Arrow looks like he'll be able to blink back just in time, but this is getting scary. There are 2 buybacks of the 3 dead on Escape.
They have to force Juggernaut buyback with this push, and preferably not lose anti-mage. They still have a fair window before Chrono, so they can even go hard into Escape space. Still, the T2 on the bottom lane is still down. There is double damage waiting for FN if he chooses to delay the push, but nope, buyback is a priority.
Tier 3 tower. I don't think Escape want to sacrifice another lane of barracks that completely levels out this game. Now Era goes blinking on in. He takes the Abyssal right away. The buyback from Rubik. Telekinesis will lock FN in place, but they don't even have close to enough damage. BKB used by Kezu. Jumps out of the base, doing what damage he can, but Yapzor immediately getting low. Kezu just goes to his death. He does not have buyback. Short gold, not cooldown. Got pulled way too far out of the base, and it's starting to look like we could go to a game 3 here. FN just goes hard onto the barracks.
Why did Jug not buyback for that? How are you only going to use 1 buyback for that? His boy doesn't even have Chrono. Oh my. The late game decision from Escape.
I mean, it was... I'm surprised Kezu went that far out of the base without Chrono. I mean, he was fighting, like, here? Something like that?
Anti-mage didn't have mana for blink.
Still, I mean, Marana's there. She's got an MKB now. She, okay, not on her, but she still does big damage. I mean, it's not like this Void is super tanky. He does a lot of damage, but
yeah,
he can't really go man mode.
Yep.
Nighttime now. Darkness.
Anti-mage is max, though.
They just need 1 good Chrono, but at this point they have to kill the AM twice. He's gonna
last time they chronoed the AM, he had Lotus Orb on him immediately, and then they like tried to lift him out of it. They dropped Mana Leak on him. Yeah, the Juggernaut dying at the start was like what really screwed them over. Elder Tide with a really nice stomp on him, but you can't get stomped as Juggernaut. You're gonna get owned. He doesn't have a he doesn't have BKB, so the Static Storm, even without Scepter, is still going to destroy him.
Yeah, he has to get off that Omni Slash in those kind of fights. Can't be that far forward without the Blade Fury on. Last outer tower gets taken out. This game turning into a nail biter.
Yeah, it
Escape
really
all
is.
of a sudden on the back foot. You look at that gold graph, and it's told quite the story as FN's taken over this game, but Escape still could take it. Remember, they've taken out all the tier 3 towers. If they somehow make it to the enemy side of the map, they can do a lot of damage. Long range arrow does connect onto Kezu. FN going in deep. Static Storm kinetic field off the mark, but Kezu, he might die here again. He pops the BKB, but he still goes down. Oh no, he still doesn't have buyback.
Oh my god, that bash. That's a game-winning bash right there.
Yep. And also a game-winning arrow from downtown to set it up. It was a 5-second stun. Now Era clipped by an arrow into Abyssal Blade. Wow. This Mirana actually just straight up winning the game for her team right now.
Wow.
And just like that, our odds have shifted back down. It looks like Vega might actually be able to make this happen after all. Omni Slash bouncing around, doing some decent damage here. Will proc the Aegis on BZZ. They get the kill on the Elder Titan. That is something. It is a hold here for Escape. Zima getting low. He will pop the cheese. That'll buy him some time. Arrow comes in onto Koikba. A lot of damage coming out though. Now the buyback from the Elder Titan. This is an incredible hold from Escape. Mag gets stunned up. Force Staff, Mana Leak doing some serious work. They will get the kill on the Mirana.
Very soon though.
Uh-oh, they've only got one barracks remaining. Anti-Mage goes in for the structures. They're going to catch him, though. Can they actually bring him down? They have to find this kill. Yapsor blinks out. Oh, as a Ghost Scepter. Now the Abyssal from Koikba. They finish him off. It's an ultra kill from Era.
Oh, the range tracks is getting attacked by range creeps. Oh my god.
This is a super chaotic moment here, but there are creeps mid. Era, does anybody have BOTs? Just Koikba.
I think Anthony is going to have to buy back. I think he might as well just buy back now to start this timer. There's just no way they can hold 4v5 without Anti-Mage. But I guess maybe he's waiting for like a setup first so he doesn't commit it for naught.
Did I miss the teamfight recap, or is it still trying to figure out how much gold was exchanged there? That was ridiculous.
I'm not sure. There's only 1 Rax left
so
on Escape and 2 Rax left on Vega.
This is ridiculously tense. So 55 minutes in, 2 buybacks have been used by Vega, 1 by Escape. No, but Rubik's is still on cooldown. It's kind of evenish, actually. Yeah, they have an Omni Slash in 10 seconds. They've got a Chrono.
I think Escape had the upper hand because Anti-Mage has the buyback here. But just slightly because Vega, they have the positioning. Because Escape are going to be in their base.
Now Vega do have a glyph. Oh no, Arrow.
Oh my god.
Arrow connects onto Koikba. He's going to get caught in the Static Storm. Kinetic Field again. He's down. He does have a buyback though. He uses it right away, but now Kezu gets bashed. He'll time walk all of the damage. That's huge. Now on the other side of the fight, Escape just trying to mitigate their losses here. They'll bring down the Night Stalker, but they've lost the Void and the Troll Warlord. Oh my god, FN is just doing so much work. Buybacks not going to be possible, and I think this game might be over.
What? Those are 2 arrows. He was not doing well, and then he had 2 sick arrows that probably end up winning Vega this game.
He had a slow start, but some serious clutch arrows that have come into play.
That's definitely megas. They need to Lotus him, I think, before he goes up here.
I think this is just game, dude. There's no buybacks on these 2 cores. So much damage in the Troll. Koikba doesn't even have an ult for 70 seconds. Like, there's just no way they can hold this.
Yep.
That is assuming Vega goes all in. Maybe they just play it safe, get the Megas and back out. But if they kill Synderen, it should be pretty easy. Force Staff out of the kinetic. He'll be okay now. And tier 4s. Oh, here we go. The initiation onto Synderen. He gets caught by the Abyssal, trying to make it away, but he's going to be slow. Koikba trying to stop Steelma, but Static Storm Kinetic Field, no BKB, not going to be able to do much. Arrow hits him again. Tier 4 tower falls. Synderen will buy back, but this is the end. They're going to go hard onto the throne. Blinding Light trying to buy him some time.
That is a good game.
GG is called.
Damn.
And all of a sudden, what looked like a free series for Escape goes to a game 3. My god, I did not see that coming. This was such a rocky start for Vega. I mean, Escape really had the dream with all 3 lanes getting good farm. Their aggro try went well. Jug won mid. Faceless Void basically free farmed in the safe lane, and a couple of missteps in the late game, a couple of good arrows, and a super farmed anti-mage. And
even a mid game slip up. I think like the one bottom where